Hey, it's Kithman, and we're back for more Star Trek Online. And the subject of today's video is lost episodes. And appropriately, we're by one of the memorials that commemorate those who've been lost. Majel Barrett, James Doohan, DeForest Keller, Nichelle Nichols, all major parts of Star Trek, and they've actually got these memorials. There's this one here on DS9 with the wormhole in the background. There's also one on Romulus, New Romulus actually, in the command center, so where Romulan characters can find it. There's one on their space dock, and although I don't have a character yet, I'm sure I'll be able to find one when I create a Klingon character somewhere on the Klingon homeworld. That's a nice touch, and they do update this regularly. Unfortunately, people are getting older, and we are losing more and more of the actors from the original Star Trek. But anyway, on to a more pleasant subject: lost episodes. You're probably familiar with the Mission Journal. And there's all these episodes. And I've mentioned before that there's other stuff to do as well outside of this. Now, if you look at my available list on this character, you'll see there's Cold War Mission Replay, Lost Dominion, the 2800 Mission Replay, Spectres Mission Replay, Wasteland Mission Replay, and all of those are basically episodes that used to be part of the game. In the case of Wastelands, it's still part of the game if you play a Romulan character. You'll actually, that's part of the sort of storyline for Romulan characters, but for anyone else, it's not listed under episodes. With the exception of that, most of the other episodes are ones that used to be available for all and are no longer. The reasons vary. I mean, for example, Lost Dominion, it's set on DS9, but it's not the same DS9 I'm stood in now. It was an older DS9, and I think basically they made the decision to sort of move it out of the main arc rather than having to redo a large part of the episode for it to have use the same model as the current DS9 in terms of the sort of the locations and what have you, which I suspect would probably be on a par with doing the similar level of work to doing a brand new episode. So they chose the method of sort of moving it to one side so that it's still available for people that know about it and want to experience it, so they can dedicate more resources to totally new episodes for people to play. But yes, as I said, for this character, as you can see, I've got all these missions here, and obviously if I want to play them, I can just go on it and replay it just like any other mission. And some of them are well worth playing. I mean, Wastelands, for example, on one of these missions, I think it's this one, you get the Nimbus Pirate Distress Call as one of the possible rewards. That is a really great item. What it does, as you see there, lets you signal a strike team of 3 Nimbus pirate vessels to assist you in combat for 45 seconds. Doesn't have to be in your it's put in a device slot on your ship. Just needs to be in your inventory. There's a couple of other core reinforcement type items you can get. There's one from the Delta Quadrant series, and there's one that brings in a bunch of Herc swarmers, but they're the time that they're there for is considerably less than the Nimbus or the Delta Squadron reinforcements. But yes, Nimbus certainly is one of the best of those sort of reinforcement type beacons you can get. So yeah, there's reasons for playing them, quite apart from some of them are just plain fun. I mean, they're not necessarily fun if you're doing them a dozen times to get mission equipment, but certainly as an experience, some of them are very, very good and very unique. They don't really necessarily have the sort of aspects that you've seen in any of the main storyline missions. They're not, they're not bad because of that. They're just different, and because of that, they're interesting. But anyway, enough about the whys. How do you want a new character? Obviously, this guy, he's played them. Now, it's not the case that he played them when they were originally available. I mean, this is my temporal agent. He was only created last month. So yes, sort of anyone can get them. But let me show you how. So, you're probably thinking, hang on a sec, that's a different character. Yep, you're correct. This is Kithran that I use on the Wednesday British Invasion streams of Star Trek. Now, you've seen all the missions he's done. And if I go to available, you can see he doesn't have any mission replay stuff there. He's still not got through the missions. We've only got this far through the Delta Quadrant so far. We're going to be moving on to these next, obviously. Oh, actually no, we've got through Revelations. Yeah, all the glitters, that's the next one we've got there. So we've still got all these normal episodes, so it's not really relevant for us to go hunting for them. As we play through, more of them become available. It's just travelling to certain places, getting close to certain places are enough to unlock it. But as I say, he's already got one of them unlocked. Now, the one that he's got unlocked, certainly for Federation characters, I can't tell you for Klingon because I don't know, or Jem'Hadar. Romulans, they get to it anyway, but Franklin Drake here, he offers the Secrets of Nimbus, and that leads you through the episode chain of Wasteland. The others for Federation, so that's Spectres, the Cold War, and Lost Dominion. They're all made available by Joel Quinn when you've reached the appropriate point. But yeah, I'm not there yet with Kithran, so he doesn't have them. But that's one of them anyway. And here we are with my third character, my Romulan character. And as I said, there is a similar memorial on the new Romulus command, and here it is. But anyway, he also has access now. As I said, for the Romulans, Wasteland, Secret of Nimbus, it's actually just a full-on episode for them, so they're able to just go straight to it. Yeah, they play it just playing through their normal missions. There's actually quite a few Romulan missions. There's literally half a dozen before you get to the Cardassian struggle, which is the first of the ones with the Federation. If you've chosen Federation alignment, I presume it's something similar if you've chosen to align yourself with the Klingons as a Romulan character. So yeah, you have six whole episodes to play through before that point. But again, he has Wasteland mission replay showing here. I think that's just probably a sort of simplicity from their point of view. It was easier for them to do it that way than to try and sort of hide it here for just Romulan characters. But he has Cold War available here. That we should start that chain for the Cold War one. Admiral Kerek, the Romulan Admiral, is offering Lost Dominion, and Commander Talmira is offering Spectres. So depending on sort of the character race, or not so much race as sort of allegiance, so to speak, be it Klingon, be it Romulan, be it Dominion, or various flavours of Starfleet, it will differ on who exactly you're getting the mission from, but they're all in the same place, and the first mission in each episode is available just from this available tab, and the names of them: the Spectres, Cold War, Lost Dominion, and Wasteland, the first one, it's called Secrets of Nimbus. In all cases, the first mission isn't replayable, but once you have done that first mission, all the rest of them are, and they'll all appear in this mission replay section here. As I say, there are some good missions there. I mean, some of them are still actually, as I say, part of the episodes for some characters anyway. So it's not that they're just considered not suitable at all. It's just they're being moved out of the main storyline, so to speak. Now, there may be more. I've not yet finished going through everything, but I think that was a good point to show people, introduce them to people and explain how to get to them. Given my character's at the point where he's gone through all the main, sort of main storyline basically, and he's at the point where it's case, well, what does he do now? And the answer is a lot of these sort of things, and there's more for me to still explore on my various characters, just to see whether or not there are more of these missions out there. But it's been fun finding them so far, and they're certainly worth looking at for not just for the equipment you can get, also just to actually experience them, because some of them are nice stories and nice, interesting things to be doing in terms of sort of for your character. It's interesting for them to have done the things that they'll do. I'm trying to avoid giving spoilers here, obviously. But yeah, that's an interesting thing. A bit of news as well in terms of upcoming stuff in Star Trek Online. There's another giveaway code just being released today, which I'll put in the today when I'm recording this anyway. It's not the day, unfortunately, not the day that this is coming out, but that again is another one of those get a weapon and elite services pack, which is more inventory space and so on. So it's worth using if you can. Also, as shown in here, they've got a bonus marks weekend running this weekend. The reputation system is something we've not really covered too heavily. It's very useful at higher levels for getting better gear, basically. It unlocks at about level 50. Your primary source of marks is doing things in specific areas or running task force operations, but basically this means you're going to be getting extra marks on whatever you're doing that gives you some marks in the first place. This will get you extra marks. It's worth taking advantage of. Reason being, if you look here, he's on 120,000 reputation. Now, for 100,000 of that, he's been doing this daily mission that gets him 2,500 reputation for 30 marks. So, yeah, it mounts up. Because he's now hit tier 5, he actually gets 5,000 reputation per 30 marks, and that's actually an account-wide benefit as well. So the fact that he's hit tier 5 in all of these, it means I don't need to spend as many marks on any of my other characters, and it's another one of those nice little boosts you get that means it's less of a grind if you are wanting to experience another, say the different storyline and different stories that you get with the characters, different starting character, say Romulan or a Klingon or whatever. But anyway, I think this is a reasonable enough length for this video, so I think I'm going to call it a day now, and I'll catch you next time. Kith on out.